Once there was a little fairy being named Grace, but she didn't know that she wasn't the only fairy being. She thought she was a special kind of creature, and she hung around with other creatures, but she didn't know that there was a whole community of fairy creatures. But she only got her special powers because she was away from the rest of the creatures, and when all the fairies were together they had no power, but her alone had power. And so she looked after lots of creatures in the woods, and she was named Grace, and she was very powerful, but she was alone in a way because she didn't have her own kind, and that made her sad because all the chipmunks were jerks. They were other animals, but they were jerks too, but she still cared for them, and she still looked after them. And then one day she stumbled upon the community of fairies and realised that she got lost in the woods one day, and all her memories came back, and she remembered her life. Now she was back in the fairies, but she never had her powers anymore, but she had her community, and she had to make a choice. Protect the jerk animals in the forest, all the creatures and beings in the forest that were all jerks, and keep her special powers, or stay with friends and loved ones, and they're all happy to have her back, and she didn't know which to decide. So on Thursdays to Saturdays she'd go into the woods and look after her her creatures, even though they were mostly little jerk creatures. And the other day she'd stay with her fairy friends, which were real nice to her, but she'd lose her powers. And that all worked well until an evil person worked out her schedule and attacked the creatures when she was with the fairies. And then she had to make a decision. Do I stay with the creatures the whole time? So tune in for the next episode and find out what she does. It's very important.